Evening, folks. Brian here. It's Monday, September 30, 2024. What you're looking at here is the South Atlantic anomaly. The South Atlantic anomaly is a giant region of lower magnetic intensity, extremely weak section of our protective magnetic field, which is covering South America, the red, into the Atlantic Ocean. There's also an extension forming going into West Africa. South Atlantic anomaly. Try remember where this is right now. So right now we have the discussion of shifts, the Earth's axis shifting, tilting, the Earth's axis tilting to the south. You hear a lot of talk of the equator is moving to the north. So it's not so much that the equator is moving to the north, but the planet will be tilting south, bringing the equator up. Now, as Mike around the world says, it's going to vary between Tennessee, Kentucky area up to the Great Lakes and then back down. The magnetic field is independent of the axial rotation or tilt of our planet. So the magnetic field does not follow any reorientation of the planet, axial-wise. I want you to consider this. If this is happening, then the South Atlantic anomaly is going to become the Mid-Atlantic anomaly, where our hurricanes start off right in this region here and then work their way into Caribbean and then up into North America. Consider this. Moving further up. If Earth's tilt shifts down. You know what the government likes? The government likes conspiracy theorists because it keeps people off track, distracted from the truth of what's going on our planet, which is the cyclical geomagnetic excursion every 12,000 years. Pole shift. So they love and they allow certain conspiracy theories. Now, during geomagnetic reversals, this destabilizes and severely weakens our protective magnetic field, which also destabilizes our jet streams, which is what creates our weather systems and events. That coupled with, if the Earth's axis is tilted, bringing the South Atlantic anomaly further north. Think about it. I want you to think about something else. I've done this a few times. This was my daughter's globe. So the white flag screws are where the geomagnetic poles used to be. Used to be in Nunavut, Canada. Used to be in the middle, more or less, Antarctica. As of 2019, because of the excursion, the red flags, nails. It's already left Nunavut, Canada. It's already crossed over Santa Claus North Pole or axial pole and is heading into Siberia. Currently, or as of 2019, South Pole is offshore between Antarctica and Australia. If they continue, the convergence point is going to be somewhere offshore Sumatra, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal. Meeting point. So we have our two poles migrating towards each other. The further away from the poles, or the north and south ends of a magnet, the weaker the magnetic field lines. So what's on the opposite side of these 2 points here? It's the Americas. Poles drawing closer to each other, creating a wider distance on the other side, creating a weaker protection over that area, hence the South Atlantic anomaly, which, if the Earth is going to tilt, this is my theory. It's actually a combination of reasons why our weather events are going to be getting worse and worse and worse. One, our protective magnetic field is weakening. Two, this is something no one else has been covering when they're talking about the tilt of the planet. That would bring the South Atlantic anomaly further north. Again, where all our hurricanes start up. The South Atlantic anomaly is the weakest part of our magnetic field, allowing great increases in solar radiation to come in. It's so dangerous that any spacecraft that fly through, they have to shut down everything. It's too dangerous for them. So during pole shifts, we not only have catastrophic earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, but destructive weather events such as we are now beginning to experience. And if all this is true, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. How much money and resources do you think your governments are going to be putting in restoring the infrastructure damaged from the last hurricane going through, knowing full well that next year will be the rest of this year, and next year there'll be more destruction, more devastation, more tornadoes in places where you don't have tornadoes. I'm in southern British Columbia. We had a tornado go through and destroy large areas of an area called Christian Valley, Beaverdale. Even where I live, next to the Okanagan Lake, twice I saw a couple of funnel clouds try and touch down in areas where you would not expect such things as tornadoes, water events, etc. So just wanted to point out a few things, tell you about my theory of the opposite end of the globe from the migrating poles. Look at a bar magnet. The further away you get from the bar magnet, the weaker the magnetic field lines. North America, Central America, South America. This is why we're going to have more devastating weather events than the rest of the planet, in my opinion.